Welcome back to the Broad Roads on Tour. I'm Michael.
I'm a cold Carole.
Yeah, it is a bit freezing today, isn't it?
Yeah, I got my woolly hat on.
Anyway, today we've got another video in our series about newbies. And today we're going to show people that's new to caravanning, new to the hobby, all about the Caravan's electrical system. First of all, what we've got to tell you is, common to popular belief, there are 3 electrical systems on the Caravan. There's a Caravan 12 volt electrics that plug into the back of the car, which powers the lights. Excuse me. There is also the 12 volt electrical system within the Caravan that powers the Caravan interior lights and 1 or 2 things like water pumps and stuff like that. And then we've got the 240 volts main circuit, which gives mains powers from a mains hookup into the Caravan. Not a lot to say about plugging the car into the back of the car, powering the Caravan into the back of the car, into this little 13-pin socket here. That's what gives the power to the Caravan when it's been towed down the road. So what that does, it powers the road lights, indicators, rear fog lights, normal lights, and also reversing lights. It also gives 12 volt power to the fridge, so you can keep the fridge cool down as you're driving down the road. And in some cases it also charges up the leisure battery as well, depending on how they've wired up that socket.
You got to keep your wine cold.
Yeah. The other thing with it as well, it also powers on our Caravan the automatic trailer control system, ATC, to keep the Caravan nice and stable. We use one of these, it's called a trailer tester. What that basically does, you can plug that into the back of the car and test it to make sure all the pins are live. And you can plug the other end into the Caravan to check that the Caravan's working as well. And you just press that button and that does the test for you. So they're well worth getting off. Your favourite Amazon place will sell them. Okay, so that's well worth having that. So what happens when the power goes from the car to the Caravan? Well, it goes through, on our Caravan, through a fuse box. So if you find your road lights aren't working, it could be a fuse problem, because on our Caravan most of the road lights are LEDs, and it's highly unlikely you'll get an LED bulb go. So if you've got one out, it could be the lamp, but if there's a series out, like all the marker lights down the side and the rear lights, chances are it's a fuse. Fuse box for the Caravan lights is over here. It's just inside the Caravan, just under the near side seat cushion. So normally, providing you make sure everything's alright with the sockets and stuff like that, you shouldn't have too many problems with the road lights. A tip this time of year, just squirt a bit of WD-40 or contact cleaner in the back of the socket in the Caravan, and the car and the Caravan, and that'll just get rid of any moisture. So that's the 12 volt lighting circuit that comes from the Caravan socket to the Caravan. Next thing we're going to go on to the mains. This is a ball of contention. If you look at down here, now I'll just move that out of the way. If you look down here, there is a cable reel of 25 meters of hookup cable. When you plug this into the Caravan, that must be off the reel. No ifs, no buts, no messing about. You do not leave that plugged into the bollard and this lot all curled up together, because all it does, it creates an induction coil which could cause a fire. So safety first, whenever you're plugging this into the mains, that into the Caravan, uncoil that wire, the whole lot of it. Now that's a 25 meter cable we've got there. We also have a 10 meter one, a shorter one, that we use if we're on service pitches. Now if you notice how I've wound this up, is the nearest plug to me is that one. That's the one that plugs into the Caravan, and that's the one you plug in first. So when you wire this onto a reel, make sure you have that plug which goes into the main socket on the hookup. Make sure you have that fastened in there, then wind the cable round the reel and make sure that that's the socket on the outside, because that's the first one you're going to plug in. Otherwise what you're going to have to do is uncoil all that cable out before you can plug that in.
Because you don't plug into the bollard first, because it's a live cable.
Well, we're going to show you that now. Also, you can get an adapter which is this. This is if you go abroad to France, Spain, Germany, wherever. Sometimes you get the continental socket, which is a 2-pin socket, and all this does, it connects up to the end of the cable at the hookup. Just plug that into there like that, and that plugs into the hookup on a continental site. Okay, so that's a little adapter. Now, because we have the luxury of a hookup socket at the house, we don't need to use 25-metre cable, it would be stupid. So we've got a shorter length of cable here, the same stuff, but I've cut it to length because I don't need to go far with this cable. Now, one thing to notice with the cable, first of all, it's orange. The reason for that is that you can see it when you've got it laid in grass near your pitch. So when the warden comes round with his mower, he knows not to chop through it. The other thing you must make sure is that the cable has what we call 2.5mm cores. That's the diameter of the electric wires inside this cable. There are cheap cables on sale from China that are only 1.5mm cores. They are not big enough to take the load of the Caravan. Make sure it's 2.5mm cable. This is your safety we're talking about, so always spend wise and don't go for the cheapest option, because it'll bite you in the bum. Right, let's show you how we hook it up. So we've got that bit there, the female bit, that's the bit that goes in the Caravan. You always plug into the Caravan first. And to do that, Carol's got to do a bit of bending down. We have to open the battery box.
At least I'm stood in sun.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like so. We drop it down. And as you can see in here, there's all sorts of gubbins. There is the battery. The leisure battery for the Caravan. That thing there is for the motor mover. That's a key switch for the motor mover. And that blue thing there is your mains input to the Caravan. So all we do is we get our unconnected cable that's not connected to anything, flip that back, push that in like that, and that's it connected. There is also a cutout in the lid, so what you can do is put that cable under there, then when you close the lid, the Caravan cable actually just holds neatly just there. Just before we shut this up, I'll pop that down again, just show you the battery. What we've done,
let me get on my knees.
Are you alright?
Yeah.
We've got a 110 amp leisure battery in this Caravan. Now, yet again, if you're going caravanning for the first time, buy the biggest battery you can afford and make sure it fits into that tray at the bottom. So what I did, I measured up the space in the battery box and I got the biggest battery I can get. The more battery power you've got, the longer it will last.
And it's fastened in.
It has to be fastened in, secured in. And all the cables are on the top. So that's the battery. So
am I getting up now?
Get up now, yeah.
Help me up.
Come on, dear.
Oh, thank you.
Up you get. Right, so lock that up. And then what you should be left with is 25 metres of cable, in theory, and a plug on the end. Yet again, take the cable off the reel. Do not leave the cable on the reel. That gets me so wound up when I go to caravan sites and find people have just called the cable, just left it.
Fire hazard.
It is a fire hazard. This now plugs into the outlet that you get at a caravan site. Now, a word of warning on this. In your house, your primary fuse, which is in the near the meter, in the meter cupboard, is 100 amps. From that 100 amp fuse, the cable will go to a distribution board which will split it up into your ring mains, lighting mains, cooker, shower, all that sort of stuff. So in theory, your house, you could run 100 amps of appliances in your house. This is 16 amps. This is why you can't use everything that you want to use in the house, like deep fat fryers and big microwaves and big, equipment, because all you've got here is 16 amps. And that's standard for most caravan sites. Some are less. Some could be 10 amps, some could be 6 amps. You need to find out how much current you've got. because all you'll do if you plug a load of stuff into this and it's too much, it will trip out at the bollard or even further down the line. So just be mindful of the fact that you've got the maximum power you've got out of one of these is 16 amps of power. Okay, so all we do is flip the lid back and then just plug in. That's it, it's connected. And then yet again, when you disconnect the Caravan from the mains, this first, disconnect that, then this is safe, there's no current going through it, then you can take it out of the Caravan.
Safety first.
Ever plug this in without it being connected to the Caravan, because what you're doing then is holding a live wire. So that's plugged in there, and that means that power's going to the Caravan. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move to the Caravan and show you what happens inside. Right, we're now in Connie and we're going to show you how the electrical system works in the Caravan. So as you can look at this panel, nothing's lit up. Even though power's coming into the Caravan, nothing's working. That's because we have various switches and protections. The main switch is there, mains 230 distribution, it's that blue switch and it's on the off position. So what you have to do is push that up, and as you can see, a beep went off and some lights came on. There is a test function for this, just to test that everything's working electrically, a safety test. If I press that, that's cut the power back off again. That shows the trip's working. So switch that on, that's power into the Caravan. And these three breakers here are sub breakers for the different circuits in the Caravan. You've got, that one is 230 volts sockets, white they call it. That one's for the heating system, and that one's for the fridge, working on 240 volts and also for the 12 volt charging unit. Because what's happening now, mains power's coming into the Caravan and it's also charging up the battery on 12 volts. And there's a little light there, little green light that's saying to you, charger. Below it is another light that's on, which is heating and hot water, so the boiler's working. And the red one at the top, that's quite an important one. That's called reverse polarity. If you go abroad to France or Spain or Germany or wherever in the Caravan, sometimes they wire the bollards up the wrong way round. So the live wire is actually the neutral wire, and the neutral wire is a live wire. So if that happens, that warning light will come on to tell you that you've got a problem with the electrical system. It's wired up wrong. These are fitted in Swift Caravans. I don't know if they're fitted in Bailey's or not. So we've got 240 volts coming into the Caravan. The charger's working, the heating and hot water's working, but nothing else is.
What's the white one for?
The white one is spare.
Right.
That's what it says, spare there. Now to get all the electrical systems working in Connie, we have to press this button here which says system shutdown. So we press it and hold it. Some more beep, 2 beeps go. It tells you to wait. Gets the software in. I press select and it's telling me my leisure battery's at 14.1 volt, which is a healthy voltage for this Caravan. Underneath here we have 12 volt fuses. These are for the various systems that are in the Caravan running on 12 volt. There is the fridge, there's marker lights, there's extractor fans if we've got one, we've had ours taken out, oven ignition, internal lights, all that sort of stuff. All the fuses are there.
Which is handy being up there.
It is. Most Caravans, believe it or not, have this in the bed locker. So not only have you got the control panel, you've got the radio as well in there, you've also got the charger unit as well. Next to it is a little black box. I can light it up by pressing that. That's showing you the performance of the solar panel. We're going to do a separate video about solar in a forthcoming video. So you think, oh, everything's working now, but it isn't, because we have another panel round here. I hope Carol can see it. I'll open the door for a little bit more lighting. That is the 12 volt panel. To get the 12 volt system working, getting the lights working, the water pump, we press power on. It all lights up. and then the lights will go down, and it'll say there's a green light there in the Caravan.
Let me come up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's another green light to it. It's got like a lightning mark, and it's actually a bollard. So that little diagram is telling you that we are drawing power from the 240 mains. Okay. To view your levels, if you press view levels, it tells you that the level of battery is nearly on 14 volts and that the fresh water tank is empty, which it should be. Next one to it is the water pump. We're not going to push that because there's no water to be pumped. That's to switch the water pump on in the Caravan. That's the water one. And this one, if we were connected to the car, we could press that and that would show the state of the vehicle battery. That's the battery that's on the car that's towing the Caravan. So that's what that does. So by having that on now, I should be able to press a button and lights will come on. So if we look down the Caravan, hey, look, that's magic.
Hang on.
Eh?
Hang on. Yeah.
So you've got your 12 volts here working on a 12 volt system.
Yeah.
The microwave's lit up, the clock wants altering, but that means the main power's coming in.
Yeah.
We can switch the fridge on to mains by pushing that button there, and then it's got mains power coming into it, and the fridge lights come on.
Blue light.
Blue light, so that's working off the mains. Take that, it'll go off, that should do. I know it's because it's just fired up, it's going through its technical bits. And then round here we can fire up the heating if we want to. Just press that, Aldi, high efficiency heating, up it comes. It's telling you it's minus 0.5 outside.
Oh, it's tropical.
Tropical. That's the menu there, and if you want the heating on, you get the electrical systems, electrical sign there. You just push that to either 1 kilowatt or 2 kilowatt. And that brings the heating on. That's the settings, which we don't want. And you can see the little round arrows telling you the heating's working. So that's that. Switch it off, back to 0. Switch the whole thing off. Just press that button there. It's all off. So, what works on 12 volts? Right, we've got the lights work on 12 volts. We have the water pump works on 12 volts. The toilet flush works on 12 volts. And there's probably something I've forgotten about, but most things work on 12 volts. And then the mains, actually, all that does is power microwave. It powers the hot plate on the oven. It can power the fridge, which it's doing at the moment. And also the sockets. We've got various sockets here. People say to me, why are the sockets that way around? Well, if you were to plug a kettle in there, your wire would come down here, and then if you want to plug a toaster in that one, you can't get your wire down. So by putting them on the side, the wires come this way around. And of course there's all the lights as well.
Same on that side.
Same on that side, yeah. Yeah, the side was there, there's 2 main sockets there, that side.
Yeah.
We also have a 12 volt outlet there, that's for the television. When we did the television video, we showed you that's where the TV plugs in with the aerial above it. And then at the front we've got 2 USB sockets as well. They're on the right hand side under a rubber flap.
Switch fridge off.
Right.
Switch fridge off, it's
Hang
beeping.
Wait a minute, that's it. And then as a quick cheat, you can buy one of these. If you want more USB sockets, it's a little adapter thing. Just plugs in there and that gets USB power to that. Right, I'll switch this fridge off now.
It's beeping at you.
Hold it in, that's it, it's all down. So, switch the lights off.
Save electric.
Save electric. Right, so we're going from site. We've had our holiday, we've had a nice time. It's been really sunshiny. Yeah, we've got to go on. So let's show you how we power down the Caravan. First thing to do is if you wake this panel up by pressing the power button, you can still see we've got mains power coming into the Caravan there. Press it again, that's killed it. So your 12 volts is now off. Right, now we go back across here. Because we've got a super duper Caravan, we have to press system shutdown. The reason we have this is because if we didn't have this, there's like the alarm trackers and other bits and pieces will still be drawing current from the leisure battery. So by pushing that actually kills the power to the caravan. And then all you do, flick that down, and that's killed the 240 volts.
Job's a good one.
Job's a good one, isn't it? Right, if we just, instead of stopping the video, let's nip outside.
Put your hat on.
Put my hat on.
Help me out.
Come on, Carole.
Oh, let's just, we've got a sign. Caravan parking only.
Yes, if anybody leaves a trailer here, they're in trouble. You can see how cold it is. Look how frosty the caravan is. We're hoping to get the cover on today, but it's got to dry out a bit before we do that.
Yeah.
So go back round to the bollard.
Go in sunshine.
So all the systems are off in the caravan. All we do now, pull that up, first job, disconnect. Right.
Safety.
Safety, that is now dead. And then all we have to do, I'm not going to do it, is open up the battery box, pull out the other lead, coil it up, and you're ready to go. So that's it for this newbie video on Caravan Electrics. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to put a thumbs up, give us a like.
Where's my thumb?
Yeah. And also, if you could, subscribe to the channel just by pressing the subscribe button and hit the notification item, the ding dong bell, if you would like to see when the next video's out. So that's it for this one. So from Carole, it's
Keep warm. Ta-ra.
see you soon.